Welcome to the Operation Game Night podcast. Today, we are sitting on the fence. No, we're not over the fence. No, we're not inside the fence. No, it might be a special operation. I don't know. Joining me, as always, in this state of confusion is Clayton Gable. How you doing, Clay?
I'm great, Travis. Thanks for climbing up on this fence with me. I had a lot of games I wanted to talk about, but I wasn't prepared enough to really... And let's not oversell it here. I don't usually get overly prepared to talk about games, but I felt less prepared, but I still wanted to talk about games. So we just crawled to the top of this fence and we're just going to talk about what's been going on, games or not games. We're on the fence.
Yeah. You want to kick us off?
Yeah. Well, the first thing that's coming to mind here is played Meck, which is a Knizia dice chucking game. Push your luck. I think you played it when you were in Germany.
That was like one of our very first episodes was me playing Pickomino.
Yeah. So I saw it was on Board Game Arena, the Pickomino or Pickomino, however you say it.
Same.
And, I had a little budget left over for May. So I hopped on the filthy Amazon and picked up Meck Deluxe. And I got a couple plays of it in. I first played, so Meck Deluxe comes with these specialists and different ways to spice up the game, but I don't suggest it, at least for my taste. So I played the first time with it. It added what was, in my opinion, just a little too much confusion for a game where you're just rolling dice and trying to take dominoes.
Yeah.
So this is why we're on the fence, because I'm not giving a good lay of the land here. But anyway, in this game, you're just rolling dice, setting some aside. There's many games that do this. Like I can set aside all the fives and I roll again. I can set aside all the threes. If ever there's a result that is something that I've already set aside or whatever, you bust and you have bad things happen. But the end goal is to get a number that corresponds to one of these worms on a grill. And then you can take that worm and put it in front of you. And that's how you score points at the end of the game. Super simple. A lot of fun. I like that mechanism of, picking what to set aside. Like, I rolled a 5, but I don't want to set aside 5s yet because I want to, you get eight die. So it's like, I hope, one of these times I'm going to roll, I'm going to get like 4 5s and I'll be able to set all 4 of those 5s and I get 20 points right there. I'm going to get one of these big banging dominoes with tons of worms on it. But yeah, it's like enough. It's just like a casual dice game.
Yeah.
And the deluxe version has like these little specialists that you put across the board. When you get them, they give you special abilities. So some are like a sitting hen where your tiles can't get stolen from you because you can steal tiles from somebody else in this game. One of them is like a golden apple, which just gives you extra worms. There's a die that you get and it lets you roll extra die every time. And that's all fine. But what was confusing to me was like the cadence of you can only have one of these. So if you get a tile that had another one, you have to put them back. Or if people steal from you, you have to put them back. And it was like, but do I still, some of them have like an instant ability versus ongoing abilities. And there was just enough times where I was like, I'm not exactly sure what this interaction is supposed to look like. And for a game like this, I don't want to be looking in the rule book for any amount of time while I'm playing the game. And I was looking in this section like, okay, where do I put them back? Like they go back here. I might try it again with the specialist, but I played 2 more times then after with just the straight up rules where you literally are just rolling and taking tiles. And I thought it was a pleasant time. I enjoyed it.
It's so easy. That's like, last week we talked about mom games, and I've said that my mom loves Yahtzee. It's literally the exact same mechanism as Yahtzee. Just roll and choose, and you are like limited on your selection of which die you choose to save, dice you choose to save, and which domino that you are going for. Like that's it. It just funnels you to a single decision, and then you take it or you don't. The end. Pass the dice, move on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I appreciate that they're trying to add a little bit of something with the specialist, but like,
that
game, Meck, Pickomino, whatever you want to call it, is not like the deepest game in the world anyways. So just it's a silly game anyways.
Yeah. So and then on the dice rolling stupidity, another Knizia game I got was Pyramid, which I was really excited about. The thing is, you got like this pyramid of cats, and you roll dice, and you have to allocate the dice to spots on the pyramid, and then you can push your luck. But at the end of your turn, you got to have like spaces adjacent to each other in this pyramid that are all supported. And if you end your turn and that all those conditions are met, you can place cats out. And everybody has a certain amount of cats, and you're trying to race to get all your cats out first. There's other things going on. I did not have a good first play of this game. I don't know that I'll even try again. And I hate to say that about my man Knizia, and it could have just been bad circumstances, but I feel like 3 players is a pretty ideal player count. Yeah. But the way it shaped up, it was like the first 2 rounds, Mary and her sister, who I was playing against, like busted, and I had put out like 6 cats. Okay. And it was never the rest of the game. And it went on for like 30, 40 minutes. Never the rest of the game did it seem even remotely close. Like, did I ever think, I didn't have to push my luck at all. I was so far ahead, like out of the gate, that it wasn't even enjoyable. I just won, and I was like, that was a game.
The game happened.
Yeah. Yeah. And they didn't have any fun because they didn't feel like they could win.
Yeah.
And the way you could like combo things together seemed to be pretty hard to achieve. So there was a way, like, you could, if you placed all your die, you could then take a whole nother turn, which this was fine, but it ended up like those turns took a really long time when people had they like combo these again and again, and it seemed pretty rare. Yeah, that it was like, I don't know, it's fine. I'm not going back for it. I'd sooner play Meck for a little dice rolling Knizia.
Is that a re-implementation of an older Knizia game?
I don't think so.
The Pyramid?
It could be. All of his seem to be a re-implementation of something.
What's old is new again. Yeah. Are you playing? So I'm not as familiar with this one. You're playing your dice to a central pyramid, or everyone's working on their own?
It's a central pyramid you're all working off of, and there's just like numbers corresponding to blocks on this pyramid, and you roll 6 die or whatever, and you're like, okay, I'm going to use the 2 and the 3 to fill this 5 spot. And then you want to roll again and try and fill a spot that's adjacent to where that 5 is, because at the end of your turn, all your spots have to be adjacent and they all have to be supported. So it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Another resounding
I'm not going to play it again, but I'll keep it because I have my Knizia collection that only one game has ever left my Knizia collection.
Which is?
Cascadero.
Oh, yeah. That one's a little rough.
Yeah.
But Cascadito is pretty fun and way less of a burden to keep on your shelf.
I kept Cascadito.
Yeah.
What's up with you? Those are the 2 dice games I want to talk about. We got more, but I'll kick it over to you. What's on the fence for you?
Board game wise, not a lot hitting the table, but do you hear the engine in the distance? It's building. It's growing. There's an engine building sale on Steam right now for digital implementations of engine building board games.
Whoa. And
the one that jumped to the front of my page was Ticket to Ride. And they're mocking me because I lost. I lost the Games No Moss on the Games EMOS podcast.
Wait, who won that?
Mike did. I think he rigged the election, but
yeah, he might.
That's neither here nor there. I think we should have at least taken 2/3 the votes. But these new district lines and all that. But anyways, yes, you shook your head because I said engine builder, not entirely an engine builder, but for some reason it was featured. I think it's more like engine building, like there were lots of train games on there.
Yeah, trains have engines.
Yes.
But then engine building games.
Yes. But then I started diving down the rabbit hole of digital implementations. And so I booted up Ticket to Ride, you can get like every expansion that's ever been released digitally for Ticket to Ride for like $35.
Oh, wow.
Which is a lot of content, tons of content. Played a little bit of that, kind of fiddled around. I had not played Ticket to Ride in forever. And then I'm like, man, what other board games do I have? And then I started playing what is the one it won the Spiel des Essen, the village building one. What is that one called?
Dorf Romantik.
Dorf Romantik. The board game is based on the video game Dorf Romantik. So I dove into that, and that is such a cozy game and so fun to play on your computer when you have 20 minutes. It's got nice nature sounds and nice relaxing music, and you pick up a tile and you place it, and there's no stress, and it doesn't tell you you're wrong, and you just go about your life. And if you don't get a high score, that's great, and if not, whatever, who cares? And so that was great, and a good reprieve from all the moving that we've been doing.
Yes.
And then what was the last one that I dove into? This is going to bug me now.
You can do it, Travis.
Oh, and then I was looking through the digital implementations that I had on Steam, and I dove back into Small World.
Oh.
Damn. I don't know if I've talked about this game all that much on this podcast.
You have once.
I feel like it was on my top 5, like the very first time we did the top 10.
It was in when we did games recommended by player count.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I can't remember if you recommended it 4 or 5, but
I probably would not do 5, but damn, that game is so good. I get a certain just like feeling when I play that game. That's so satisfying to me. Yeah. And the digital implementation of that game is freaking impossible. I'm sure that there are people out there that know the intricacies of all the odds and stats that you have to follow to get a win. But even on the lowest difficulty, I get my butt handed to me by these computer AIs every single game. I've never won a game on the computer. It's like playing chess against a computer. Like, it's so freaking hard, man. And I don't know how they do it, but I still love that game. I still love playing that game.
I played it once with you, and I remember it being a good time.
Yeah, that one's great.
Yeah.
And it's always like a tight decision on when do I send my race into decline, where you flip it over and it still kind of earns you a passive income at the end of every round. If it stays on the board, can you defend those passive tiles and expand rapidly next to them with a new faction? Like, there's some great decisions there that I'm sure other people could speak smarter about. But yeah, I freaking love that game. It's great.
You don't have to speak smart about it because we're on the fence.
That's right.
Yeah.
I can be dumb about it.
There's no
game is good.
Smart. Yeah, game is good.
Game
fine.
Me like game good.
Game
this
good.
Is quality journalism here.
Yes, this is what people tune in for. They want to see two guys on the fence just giving half-assed reviews of games.
We're on the fence, all right. That's for sure. What about stuff outside of board gaming?
I try not to think about things outside of board gaming, but today is actually my anniversary.
Hooray!
It has been 12 years with my lovely wife, Mary. Oh, wow. That's hot, man. Yeah, 12 years with Mary. And you know what, guys? I think I'm going to get lucky tonight. She said she might play a game with me.
Oh, special occasion board gaming. All right. So what game is your spice of life this evening if you're going to get lucky?
I don't know. We're gonna hit all the foreplay. I'm gonna take her down, let her see the shelves. We can touch and feel some things, stick her hand in a couple boxes, and then we'll see what lands on the table. But it's gonna have to be a passion moment once we get down there.
You need to get out a nice velvety bag that she can reach her hand into and like maybe feel some meeples in there. And then she draws a meeple that is like specific to a specific game.
Yeah,
man, that's how we should start deciding what games we play.
That's the smartest way to do it. But yeah, aside from my hopes and dreams for tonight on my 12th anniversary, I've also, what else has been going on? Oh, I don't think I've ever talked about music before. Maybe music goals.
Oh yeah, a couple times.
I'm not really a music person. Like I've listened to the same music since I was in high school. You're a
millennial.
I work out. I put on 2010's workout mix, and that's what I work out to. And then the rest of the time, I usually just listen to podcasts or audiobooks. But my wife started listening to this stupid freaking Noah Kahan or Kahan or something. And she started playing his new album. And I was like, this is junk. It just all sounds like the same whiny stuff. And then she just kept playing it. And then, one song stuck out to me. I was like, I kind of like that song. And so I started playing that song to myself. And I was like, well, let me just take another trip through the album. Sure enough, on trip number 2, I was like, well, I like that other song now. And so the more I keep listening to this stupid little man sing about things, I don't even know what they're about, but some of these songs are catchy, and I see why people listen to an album. It's never been a thing I've done, but it's kind of fun to just get more intimate with this album. I'm like, it's been a lot of work to get to a point where I like 6 of the songs on the album.
Okay.
So I don't know if the investment's been worth it, but I have been enjoying the process reluctantly because I didn't want to listen to them.
I mean, that's like what art is, right? Like you're meant to struggle with it a little bit.
Yeah.
Even if you're standing in the gallery looking at a painting, or I don't know, looking at a sculpture or listening to music, like you're supposed to struggle with it and figure out where it lives in your space. That's great.
Yes, that's beautiful.
Growth, Clay.
Yeah, I know. I try and open my mind to these things. Like, with the musicals. Several years ago, never would have called me a musical guy. Now I go see whatever musical I can because I just appreciate the art of it. So you're never too old to start appreciating new things. And hopefully, if you're out there and you haven't started appreciating the art of board gaming, this is your sign to go out there and grab a game, look at the rules, and appreciate the beauty of the mechanisms and how they intertwine and the social dynamics that get created at the table. Oh, it's a thing of beauty.
Walk through that game's architecture, live in it.
Yeah.
Just be in the moment. I have a buddy that growing up, he would just like listen to albums all the way through. Every artist, he had like the biggest iTunes library you could possibly imagine. It was, played for a year on end without ever repeating a song. Yeah, but he would do that. He would like just sit in a room, quiet, like shut everything down, no phone, and just like listen to an album all the way through, and like really just decide his own opinion about it. And he got really good at music analyzation. How about that?
Yeah, that's a word.
Experience. That's not a word.
It works when you're on the fence.
But it's funny you mentioned musicals because I was listening to a different podcast. It's weird. There's more than just our podcast out there. I didn't know this. And this is probably a very like rudimentary, elementary theater study type discussion. But this guy was talking about how musicals, I always kind of found it weird that they just like threw these songs in at this kind of like tempo, right? Like they talk for a while and then song, then talk for a while and then song. And how did he put it? He said something like the songs are placed when talking just won't do it justice. Like the emotions of whatever is happening right now cannot be conveyed through talking or words, or even if they're phenomenal actors, like they have to elevate that experience to try and like get at the core of what this discussion is about or what this moment actually means. I was like, and you said that you're kind of a theater musical novice, but like, I think that could resonate with you a little bit. Like you're a pretty introverted guy, like got a lot of emotions deep down,
tons of them.
And like, if people could just break out into song, that maybe, maybe it'd be a better world. How about that?
If I could sing, I think I might be doing it often.
You should.
Do you got anything else? You got anything else on the fence, Travis?
I do. I know that you have some board game foreplay to get to. But couple of things. On Netflix, Lord of the Flies.
Oh, yes.
Did you watch it?
No, but I've been intrigued.
Dude, it's so good. I have not read Lord of the Flies since high school, junior high, whenever that you read it.
Yeah.
And it was filmed for BBC. It's got a bunch of, British actors, and they are all so good. These kids freaking rip. They are so good. And by the end of it, I was convinced that this guy was Jack and that guy was Ralph and this guy was Piggy. Like, man, they did a phenomenal job with that. And it's a little stylistic and it slows way down at parts when they try and stylize it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think it adds to it, man. None of the stylization that they added, I felt was bloating the experience. It was like adding to the kind of dread and terror that you feel closing in on this group of young boys on this island. So highly recommend Lord of the Flies. The second it ended, I busted out my old copy of Lord of the Flies and started reading it again. So
dang,
it was really good.
I've never read it, but I'm keen on watching the movies or shows.
Yeah. It's a 4-part miniseries. Each part is about an hour long. And you could probably read the book in that much time. It's like 180 pages.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it felt like it was a marathon read in high school when you're reading it like 20 pages at a time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it flies. It goes super fast. I think I'm going to end it there. Yeah, I mean, I've been watching and going through a whole bunch of other shows and movies and stuff, but I know that you have a special night planned, and I don't want to get in the way of that.
Well, hold on. I want to talk about one more board game.
Oh.
While I'm on the fence here, and it's a 2-player special. Maybe it'll be what we get into tonight. Who knows?
Real happy ending to the night.
Yes. Jekyll versus Hyde versus Scotland Yard.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I've only played the first chapter, but
okay.
We played twice. It took us 2 times to get past it. But Mary, one of her favorite games to play in a quick moment has been Jekyll and Hyde, Jekyll versus Hyde. I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
But you're playing against each other. There's potion cards. You're trying to get on this track. It's cool. I like that game. But the competitive version. But the co-op version is the Jekyll versus Hyde versus Scotland Yard.
Yeah.
And it adds this, cool like chapter scenario. It feels like your Cruise or Lord of the Rings, the trick-taking game, in the way it's kind of executing and changing things up as you go through it, from what I've seen. And it's pretty clever the way you can cooperate in just a 2-player version, and you have to give a few cards to the city, and you also play against the city. So yeah, I like the Crew, and that's like one of my favorite games of all time. Like the experience of going through the Crew, and to have a game that I own first couple plays, it feels like it's pretty close to that experience, but just with 2 players, and I am digging it. The other ones, the Crew, I guess you can play with 2 players, and Lord of the Rings, the trick-taking game, you can, but it adds like variants and things that aren't
other rules.
Yeah, I don't want more rules. I don't want Meck Deluxe. I just want the game the way it was designed to be played. And so this game was designed for 2 players to play a trick-taking game cooperatively together, and I think it's pretty darn clever.
Nice. Man, that makes me want to play Dracula versus Van Helsing.
Oh,
that like kind of lane battler.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm not sure why I associate those two. I think they're both 25th century, or at least part of their 25th century reprints that they did.
Yeah.
Man, maybe I'll bust that one out, or at least get it going on BGA. I freaking love that game.
Yeah, there's so many good games out there.
There's too many good games.
So many good games that when I play a game like Pyramid, that's just like, it just doesn't do it, It
just feels like a colossal waste of time.
I know, when there's so many good games. Anyway, we've been on the fence for long enough. I'm sorry I took us back another board game tangent there.
This is great.
Yeah.
This is great. You want me to get back on the other side of the fence real quick?
You got something to say on a particular side?
Yeah. The one on the other side of the fence from board gaming. the other thing that we've been kind of working our way through is The Testaments on Disney Plus. It is a kind of spin-off of Handmaid's Tale.
Okay.
Yeah, not a great feeling show, and not one that gives you a lot of hope for humanity in general. But also very well acted. We dropped off of Handmaid's Tale pretty hard because it was just hard to live in that world for so long. This one goes back and provides a little more nuance to some of the characters that you knew previously. So it's a spinoff, but there's some recurring characters that will show up, and it's very well done. It's very well done, but it is a little hard to watch, just like Handmaid's Tale. If you cannot handle that type of adult content and or abuse of women, then maybe it's not for you. But it is very well done, and I've been enjoying it. It's on Disney Plus / Hulu right now because it's airing on FX currently.
Gotcha. Nice. Well, on that cheery note.
Yeah, well, that was maybe that's not the one that I wanted to end on.
Got anything else?
I've been playing Resident Evil with Vic.
Yes.
So we are kind of doing this collaboration called Press Any Button with the Games Moss podcast. And we have been playing through every Resident Evil board game. Not board game. There are Resident Evil board games. We've been playing through every Resident Evil video game. And we are on number 4 right now. I think 4 just went live. Not Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 3, but it's the 4th episode. It's very confusing.
Yes.
But we're kind of bouncing around all over the place. We're playing all the games. It's been great just sitting around talking with Vic. Because
Vic's a man.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
What a character. He's got so much energy. He never half-asses it. His intro for his podcast is always spot on. He's always pointing at the camera. Man, the second we start recording, I got a big smile on my face, and it's been great to just chat with him about Resident Evil. And we're going to culminate this series with the release of Resident Evil Requiem for the series' 30th birthday this year. So,
sweet. Yeah, I should probably watch one of those episodes. I've never played Resident Evil, but I do like you and Vic, so maybe I would enjoy just listening to you guys talk.
We do focus very heavily on the game, and it's less witty banter that you'd come to expect from me and Vic.
Yeah.
But if you have any affiliation for those games or like the cultural moment that they had, especially in the early to late 90s, you might get a little taste of that in those first couple episodes.
I can get down with that. And
a little bit of a history lesson, a little bit of a playthrough, step by step, a little bit of a opinions, and a little bit of artistic journalism done on behalf of Vic and I as it relates to Resident Evil.
I love it.
Did we do it?
We did it.
We're on the fence, man. We've been posted on this fence for far too long.
Yes.
Let's get out of here. I have been Travis. He has been Clay. This has been Operation Game Night. We've been on the fence. Happy anniversary, Clay and Mary. And we are out.